Kia ora, New Zealand. In your bulletin today, President Barack Obama has claimed another 4 years in the White House, winning the US presidential election. With 270 votes needed in the Electoral College for victory, he's picked up several key swing states to effectively put it out of reach for rival Mitt Romney. Mitt Romney needed to win Florida, Ohio and Colorado to have any chance of an upset, but it was not to be. CNN projected the win to Obama at 5:20 p.m. this evening. It has been a rollercoaster election campaign for both candidates, with many picking it would go down to the wire, but it's ended up that Obama has won easily. The atmosphere at Barack Obama's camp this afternoon was electric. Political editor Barry SOPER was there and says they were waiting for his arrival.
When each state goes the Democratic way, there's a roaring cheer goes up from the audience and you can't hear yourself think. Everyone waving American flag. There's an excitement like you would find probably nowhere outside a rock concert, and that's what it resembles. Now, I'd imagine when the rock star himself gets here, really it's going to lift the roof off.
Back home, and North Shore police are mystified by the disappearance of a 44-year-old Asian woman from Torbay on Auckland's North Shore. Chen, also known as Sissy, was last seen around 5:30 on Monday night. Senior Sergeant Megan Goldie says Sissy took regular long walks in the Long Bay Regional Park area. She says there haven't been any sightings of Sissy since her disappearance, and concern is mounting for her well-being. And the Finance Minister's downplaying deficit numbers afflicting the Crown accounts. The Crown's operating deficit is at $2.1 billion, almost $450 million more than had been forecast. Bill English says too much shouldn't be read into the result, describing the numbers as a snapshot on a long journey.
Yeah, we're still roughly on track. Look, this is $500 million is a small difference between very large numbers. Our spending is well under control. The revenue is a bit softer.
Bill English is indicating the government will achieve its 2014-15 surplus target. An influx of beekeepers in Northland and high honey prices are being blamed for the damage and theft of hives. A Kirikiri commercial apiarist is offering a reward of $5,000 for any information leading to the offender who poisoned nearly 4 million of his bees. And another Hokianga keeper has had 17 hives stolen and 7 tipped over. Whangarei Beekeepers President Kevin Wallace says competition is ugly as people try to cash in on the lucrative Manuka honey prices that Northland fetches. Back to the US, and New York's parks and beaches are closing tomorrow for at least 24 hours as a new storm bears down on the city just a week after it was battered by Superstorm Sandy. Mayor Michael BLOOMBERG says city officials will try to evacuate some people from low-lying neighborhoods.
This is for everybody's safety. High winds are likely to bring down more limbs or entire trees, and obviously the waves are very dangerous, and we just don't need to send our first responders into the ocean to save somebody who's being foolish.
And back at home, over 50 protesters have marched on Parliament, protesting at the closure of state houses in Glen Innes in Auckland and Pomare in Lower Hutt. Demonstrators chanted "Stop the War on the Poor," and they gave a petition to Labour and Green MPs this afternoon. In opposition to gay marriage is being described as a generational thing by Labour MP LOUISA Wall. Ms Wall says older people who disagreed with homosexual law reform in 1986 can't get over their disapproval of homosexuality.
It makes sense to me that older men particularly, so those over 55, have an issue with it because they had an issue with it 26 years ago. Now younger New Zealanders haven't had to go through and live in a society where being homosexual was illegal.
5 people have been arrested after 50 Hutt Valley police officers carried out a number of drug raids this morning. Search warrants were carried out at 6 properties across the Hutt Valley before 9 o'clock. Police arrested 4 males and 1 female and recovered stolen property, drug cultivation equipment, cannabis and firearms. And finally in sports, hooker Dane Coles appears a great chance to make his All Blacks debut from the bench this weekend. Kevin Mialamu or Andrew Hoare are in line to start, but Coles is likely to be given the nod in the game day squad. The Hurricanes front rower says he's already learnt a lot from the veteran pair. Ka nui ngā kareri mātua mai te whare kōrero o Rima, Māori ora.